Godzilla Here There Be Dragons, issue number 2. Yeah, a really good read, really quick.
Yeah, I felt like this one was. Yeah, I felt like this one was much quicker. I felt like there was a lot of like action going on. Continued back, we have Henry Hull is in jail, retelling these events of Sir Francis Drake's expedition to Monster Island. Last we left off, they were being chased by the Spanish Armada, and they got swept up in the storm and washed up on Monster Island, and they thought they were alone, but Godzilla rose from the ocean. And then, as we see in this issue, the Spanish Armada made it through the storm as well. So Francis Drake was smart enough not to attack Godzilla. He's like, yo, don't do this.
Yeah, he's like, just sail on by.
Henry Hull was ready to fire his cannon at Godzilla, but Sir Francis Drake was like, nope, let's leave him alone. And then the Spanish Armada showed up, and they didn't think twice about it. They fired cannons at Godzilla, and all they did was piss him off. And Godzilla just blazed through the Spanish Armada and sent the entire fleet to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it was honestly, that was like one of the coolest things. I probably have it up on screen right now. It was just a really cool shot, and I was like, oh wow, they really
just torches them.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really cool. So they end up he's gone for the rest of the issue after that.
Yeah, he's gone for the rest of the issue. They go on land, and they cuts back to the jail cell after he tells that part of the story, and like the guard and like I don't know who he is, the chief in charge.
Yeah, the two guys.
Is just like you want us to believe that a giant dragon took out the entire Spanish Armada. They're like, you're really full of it now, and they're like, oh, but they're like, who was it that they said what saint slayed the dragon? Yeah, they're like Saint George slayed the dragon, and so you're saying you don't believe in the dragon? What kind of Catholic are you? And the guy's like, oh, you got a point, I guess. We got to be faithful that maybe I do believe in dragons. So then it cuts back to the story. They go on land to kind of go a little further on land to see what it's about. They discover
giant sea turtles.
Yeah, giant sea turtles come like I don't know if they're baby turtles.
They look like baby turtles that are like rushing the beach, like like when turtles are born.
They're rushing, like they're just hatching. Yeah, they're rushing out to the ocean. And then they find Yane's ship on the island, and they go through. He had a whole journal on board, and then they go outside. Night falls, and the crew begins getting picked off, and we see it zooms out, and there's just these giant bats just picking off all of Sir Francis Drake's crew. And then we kind of get a cut back to Henry Hull's cell, and they're kind of being like, now we got giant bats now, and they're kind of getting frustrated with him, and they're like, you're making up this story now. And he kind of brings up the Queen's name again, which they said don't bring up the Queen.
Yeah, because he's like, it's a giant conspiracy. Everybody's trying to cover this up. They all know about it.
Yeah. And then they're like, don't besmirch the Queen like that. They're like, that's it. You're getting hung. So they drag him out of the cell, and he's getting pulled to the gallows. And it's not looking good for Henry Hull. And that's basically where it ends. He seemed very confident in the first issue that he's not going to be executed and hung.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's coming. I don't know if we're going to have a Pirates of the Caribbean style jailbreak, or if Godzilla's going to attack the prison and Henry Hull's going to escape in the chaos. I don't know what's coming next.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to see what happens next. What the bats kind of really threw me back to like the Dark Horse. You know, they have that cover of Godzilla fighting the bat. Like, it just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool series. Again, I really like the art. I'm kind of interested to see like where this is going, what it's building to, because we're 2 issues in, and we still don't quite know like what's going on exactly, like what's going on with Monster Island.
Yeah, they're there to get the treasure. was hidden on the island, but do they get away with the treasure? Is there something else going on with the island? I'm really curious to see where that goes. If we're going to see some different monsters.
It would be really cool. I know that it's not going to happen because it's like this is like probably like such a niche series, but if we got like an actual like print copy of like the Gaines journal and just
telling the story of Monster Island.
Yeah, like tell cool. Like living on Monster Island, like what it's like his interactions with Godzilla and the other monsters. That would be a cool book. Honestly, that's like an idea for a book.
If they're gonna delve into that, like into the series more, what's in the journal. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
the journal, a pirate's journal on Monster Island. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I feel like that's like a cool idea for a book.
Yeah, I mean, this series is really cool. I really like the whole setting of it, the Pirates of the Caribbean style vibe. It's really fun. It's definitely a fun series. I'm looking forward to issue 3. I don't know how long, if it's just a 5-issue run or if this is just the first 5-issue arc in the series. I'm really curious to see how far it goes.
Yeah. It's, you know, I guess they're probably going to see how it does and then take it from there. I mean, this would be cool if it was like a summer series that came back every year.
Yeah, it is a fun, like I said, it's a very fun summer-themed series. That's why we're like, oh, this is perfect to cover with our summer shows. So
yeah,
I mean, we still have 3 more issues. I think it's going, so it's
probably going to go into December if I think.
It's going to go into, we have September, October, November, maybe December, depending on, sometimes they spread them out a little.
Yeah.
But can't wait.